My Science Project by Annie Mandala. In this video, I will be presenting on Francis Drake, Captain Cook, Robert Ballard, Vasco da Gama, and Charles Darwin. Francis Drake. Francis Drake left England on an expedition. He went around the top of South America. So Francis Drake also went on an expedition to raid the Spanish in all of their settlements, and then he would take the treasure with him, the Spanish treasure with him for himself, and his trip was so successful that in 1580. Queen Elizabeth knighted him for his bravery and his expeditions. He also for his fortune that he found, and his amazing discovery became the second most effective circumnavigation of the whole world, behind Magellan. So this is a picture of Francis Drake getting knighted by Queen Elizabeth. Captain Cook, he was around in like the 1700s, and in his early life, about the age of 22, he turned down a merchant marine boat job, to volunteer in the army. He circumnavigated the world and had an exploration where he sailed to the Pacific Ocean, and in his lifetime he discovered New Zealand and Australia while on both of his voyages, and he died when he stopped in Hawaii, where he was stabbed to death and cut into pieces by the natives. So this is a photo of Captain Cook trying to fight off the natives where he got stabbed to death. So Robert Ballard, he's still alive today, and he is an archaeological oceanographer, and he also is the director of the archaeological oceanographer at the University of Rhode Island, and he's also at the University of California. He went to college there, and he majored in chemistry and geology and minored in math and physics. And Dr. Ballard has guided or was a part of more than 100 expeditions, including the use of deep diving in a submersible, and he is best known for finding the RMS Titanic in the waters of the Atlantic Ocean. 11 warships from the lost fleet of Guadalcanal and the USS Yorktown. So this is a photo of the RMS Titanic that Dr. Ballard discovered in the Atlantic Ocean. So Vasco da Gama was around in the 1400s. So Vasco da Gama led the first expedition around the Cape of Good Hope to India. So after he sailed to the Cape of Good Hope, he sailed up the east coast of Africa. So fun fact: Vasco da Gama caught the first sight of India on May of 1498. He sailed in Portugal. He died in Portugal of an illness called scurvy in the late 1524. And this is a photo of Vasco da Gama's route while traveling around the Cape of Good Hope and discovering India. So Charles Darwin, he was around in the 1800s, and he proposed a theory of evolution, which happened by the process of natural selection. And in 1831, Darwin joined a scientific ex, ex, exposition on a shop called the HMS Beagle, and the voyage was 5 years. And Darwin's idea of evolution happened while in the Galapagos, when he noticed each island had its own finch, which was slightly different. His theory was published and was called "On the Origin of the Species," and it challenged the idea that God created the world in 7 days, and supported the idea that man was another type of animal that evolved. This is the book that Charles Darwin wrote about his discoveries and his theories. Thank you for watching.